Hello students, our today's topic is application of derivatives. We have completed continuity and differentiability. Now this topic is about the use of differentiation in day-to-day life. Its first topic is increasing and decreasing function. Increasing and decreasing function. First of all, we should make an understanding about increasing and decreasing function. Such type of functions are called increasing functions and such type of functions are called decreasing functions. So I'll make this understanding amongst you by some examples. We have one example. Fx equal 2x. This is a real valued function. If we draw the graph of this, it is very simple graph, y equal to 2x. If we draw the graph of this, then this will be like this. X-axis and y-axis. This graph will be, let it be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. At x equal to 0, y is 0. At x equal to 1, y is 2. At x equal to 2, y is 4. And this is 4. So these are the points. We join them, we will get a line. This is the line. Clear? Now, this is an increasing function because as x increases, y is also increasing. At x equal to 1, it is 2. At x equal to 2, it is 4. So this is a line in which, this is a graph in which if x increases, y is also increases. X becomes 2 from 1, it increases, then it becomes 4 from 2. So that's why this is called increasing function. It means this is independent variable x. If it increases, then the dependent variable increases. So this is an understanding about an increasing function. If independent variable x increases, then dependent variable y also increases. Such functions are called increasing function. As x increases, y increases. Look at the graph. If x increases, graph goes like this. It is increasing. That's it. That's why it's called increasing function. Now we will take another example for decreasing function. And the example is here like this. This time we are taking another example, fx equal 1 upon x and x is not equal to 0. So this is y equal to 1 upon x, x not equal to 0. Here, if we draw the graph of this, you have drawn such type of graphs in class 11th also. So they are not so much difficult to draw. This will be a, at 1, 1, it will be 1, 1, 1. This will be the graph of 1 upon x. This is point 1 and 1. It is 1, 1 point. If you will take 2, then it will be 1 by 2. x2, y1 by 2. x3, this point is 2. x3, then y 1 by 3. 1 by 3. If you are taking x half, y will be 2. X half, y 2. Now such a graph in which x increases but y decreases. this is x coordinate. X is increasing from half to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. X is increasing, but y is decreasing, 2 to 1, 1 to half, half to 1/3, 1 by 3. So this graph moves like this. X increases, y decreases. This graph is in this direction, it is like this. Such a graph is called decreasing function. So if independent variable increases but dependent variable decreases, okay, so if independent variable increases and then independent variable x increases, then and dependent variable y decreases, such functions are called decreasing function. Decreasing functions. Decreasing means they are coming down as x increases, and increasing means they are coming upward, going upward as x increases. So this is called decreasing function. These two examples were for your understanding. Now I will define increasing and decreasing function in an interval. Okay. So what about definition? Definition 1. Let we are given a function f. Let f be a real valued function and I be an open interval in its domain, then f is said to be number 1, increasing function on I if x1 less than x2. We are taking 2 points on x-axis. One number is x1, another is x2, and x2 is bigger than x1. It means x1 is smaller than x2. It implies fx1 less than fx2 less than equal fx2. If it is increasing, then fx1 less than equal to fx2. For every x1, x2 belongs to interval I. This is for increasing function. Now, if there is not a sign of equal, only it is fx1 less than fx2, then it becomes strictly increasing. It means there is no chance of being equal fx1 and fx2. Number 2, strictly increasing f on I if x1 less than x2 and fx1 less than fx2. There is no chance of being equal. For every x1, x2 belongs to I. Now these two parts are there of function, and now two parts will be for decreasing and strictly decreasing. Now first of all, I will tell you one difference between these two parts. If it is increasing, then it will be less than equal. If x1 is less than fx2, then fx1 is less than equal to fx2. If it is strictly increasing, then x1 less than x2, but there is no chance of equality. Fx1 is always less than equal to fx2. So this is about increasing and strictly increasing. Now, what about the graphs and this definition? I want to belong this definition to a graph. Okay. First of all, I'll take this. There is a graph x, y, O, and this is a graph like this. Now if x increases, we are going to take this x1 and this x2. Okay, x1 is smaller than x2, then this is fx1 and this is fx2. Now x1 is less than x2, then fx is also less than fx2. It is increasing function. But in this case here, look at here, if I take x1 x2 here, let it be x1 x2, I will take x3 and x4. Now x3 and x4, x3 is smaller than x4, but what about fx3 and fx4? fx3 equal fx4. In this part of the function, x3 and x4 are different. x3 is less than fx4, but fx3 and fx4 are equal. So this condition fulfill for equal fx1 equal fx2 type here. Such a function is called only increasing function because there is a gap in between the function where fx1 and fx2 becomes equal. Okay, so it is not strictly increasing. In between they becomes equal, fx1 and fx2 becomes equal, and this shows that it is not strictly increasing. Here it is not strictly increasing. Clear? Now what about this? Such a graph where there is no equal values of fx1 and fx2, it means there will be a graph like this. X axis, y axis. If a graph is like this, then it is strictly increasing. Anywhere you can take x1, anywhere you can take x2, x1 is less than x2, then this is fx1 and this is fx2. You can see fx1 is less than fx2. There is no chance being fx1 equal fx2. This condition is fulfilled. It is called strictly increasing. So this graph is strictly increasing. Now what about decreasing? Third point for decreasing function in interval I. Third point, decreasing function on I if x1 less than x2, it implies fx1 greater than equal to fx2, greater than equal. Okay, every x1 x2 belongs to I. And fourth point, strictly decreasing f on I if x1 less than x2, it implies fx1 is always greater than fx2. There is no chance of equality here. Every x1 x2 belongs to I. Now what about this? x1 is smaller than x2, but fx1 is greater than fx2. If there is also equal, fx1 greater than or equal, then it is called decreasing only. But only if fx1 is always greater than fx2, it is strictly decreasing. So where is the change? Here is the change in definition. Increasing function greater than equal, strictly decreasing. So this decreasing function greater than equal, strictly decreasing, only greater than. Now there is graph for decreasing function. If such a graph is there, this graph, then it is a decreasing graph only, because in this part this is x1, this is x2, fx1, fx2. You know x1 is less than x2, but fx1 is greater than fx2. x1 is less than x2, but fx1 is greater, देखिए ये fx, this is fx1 is greater than fx2. So such a condition is called decreasing, and for also strictly decreasing. But in this part, x3, x4, this is also smaller than this, but fx3 equal fx4. In this part of the graph, these 2 points fx3 and fx4 are same. It means on different values of x, function is giving the same value. It means this part is not decreasing, this is parallel to x-axis. So this is strictly decreasing but not decreasing. This is again strictly decreasing. Such a function is called only decreasing function, where x1 less than x2 but fx1 greater than or equal of fx2. But if there is no such a part in the graph, then it becomes strictly decreasing. Now I am going to take this graph. This graph. There is no such a part where fx1 and fx2 are equal anywhere. Let it be x1 and it is x2. This is less than x2. x7 is less than x2. It is fx1 and it is fx2. fx2. x1 is smaller than x2, but fx1 is greater than fx2. And it is everywhere in this graph. So this is called strictly decreasing graph, because there is no chance of being equal values of function for different values of x. Such a graph is called strictly decreasing graph. So these are the definition for increasing function, strictly increasing function, decreasing function, and strictly decreasing function. In interval I, in the domain of the function f. Now this is about in the interval of I. This definition can also be taken in the domain of f on a particular point x0. Let definition 2 is this. Definition 2. Let f be a real valued function and x0 be a point in its domain. Okay, now we are given only a point, not an interval. We are given only a point. Then we can find fx either increasing or decreasing on this point in domain. Then f will be increasing, strictly increasing, decreasing, strictly decreasing on x0. On x0. Okay, on x0. If we get an open interval along this x0 minus h, x0 plus h, this open interval. Okay, so we will take an open interval for x0 minus h and x0 plus h, like this. This is x0. This is the point where we want to find either f is increasing or decreasing, strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. So we have definition 1 in interval only, but this is on the point 1 point x0. So we will make an interval like this. This is x0 minus h, x0 plus h. Now our interval is this. Now we will put the definition first in this interval. We will apply the definition first in this interval. If our function is increasing, then the function will be increasing on x0. If the function is strictly increasing, then the function will be strictly increasing on x0. If the function is decreasing in this interval, then it will be decreasing on x0. If it is strictly decreasing in this interval, then it will be strictly decreasing on x0 also. Now to find, now apply definition first and get increasing, strictly increasing, decreasing, strictly decreasing accordingly, okay, and get the result in open interval x0 minus h to x0 plus h, that will be the same on x0. okay, हमें जो रिजल्ट मिलेगा इस में, that will be the same on x0 because x0 is part of this, as x0 is member of x0 minus h and x0 plus h. x0 belongs to this. So if the function is increasing, decreasing, strictly decreasing in this interval, then it will be increasing, strictly increasing, decreasing, strictly decreasing on x0 also. Now we have discussed two type of definition. One definition is in interval and another definition is on the point. On the point we will make an interval x0 minus h, x0 plus h, and we will check the same definition first and the result will be the same as on x0 also. Clear? Now we will take one example and we will find either it is increasing or decreasing, okay, strictly increasing, strictly decreasing. We can discuss one question. This is the question. Let fx equals 7x plus 3. Okay. If fx equals 7x plus 3, then find that it is either increasing or decreasing in R. This is either increasing or decreasing in real value set of real numbers R. We will check either it is increasing or decreasing. First of all, we will take two arbitrary real numbers x1 and x2. Okay, let x1 and x2 be two arbitrary real numbers such that x1 less than x2. This is the condition that x1 is less than x2. We have taken two numbers x1 and x2 and x1 is smaller than x2. Now multiplying by 7, it becomes 7x1 less than 7x2. If we multiply 7 in both of the numbers, then 7x1 is less than 7x2. Now adding 3 in both sides, 7x1 plus 3, 7x2 plus 3. It means what is this? This is fx1 is less than fx2. So we are getting fx1 is less than fx2. When we are having x1 less than x2, it implies fx1 less than fx2. So what about this? It is increasing or decreasing? It is, therefore it is an increasing function. Increasing function on R. So this about increasing function. Now we will take a theorem. If we are given a function in an open interval, in an closed interval, how can we find it is increasing or decreasing with the help of derivative? Okay, so this was the example to prove increasing and decreasing function. Now we will take theorem 1. theorem 1, if fx be a function, fx be a real valued function, that is continuous on AB and differentiable in open interval AB, continuous in closed interval, differentiable in open interval, then it will said to be number 1 increasing, and we can say increasing function if f dash x greater than 0 for every x belongs to AB. Number 2, decreasing function if f dash x less than 0 for every x belongs to AB. This is open interval AB. And third is if f dash x becomes 0, neither increasing, it means you can say it is constant, okay? Constant function if f dash x equals 0 for every x belongs to AB. So these three conditions are there. We will having a function fx, that is a real valued function. It is continuous on closed interval AB, differentiable on open interval AB. Then it's said to be increasing function if its differentiation f dash x is greater than 0 for every x belongs to AB. Decreasing function if f dash x is less than 0 for every x belongs to open interval AB, both are open interval. And it will be a constant function if f dash x equal to 0, okay, and x belongs to AB. Now this is increasing function on closed interval AB, and this is also on closed interval AB. If we are taken closed interval, they are only increasing, decreasing, they are not strictly increasing, strictly decreasing, okay. What about second part or remark of this function theorem? There is a remark. It will be strictly increasing, strictly decreasing in the same way. Number 1, strictly increasing if f dash x greater than 0, strictly increasing in open interval AB, strictly increasing in open interval. In the previous part it was increasing in closed interval. Now it is strictly increasing in open interval. If f dash x is greater than 0, x belongs to AB. Number 2, strictly decreasing in AB. If f dash x less than 0, every x belongs to AB. So the word strictly increasing and strictly decreasing are always in open intervals, okay, because here we are not attaining A and B, so there is no chance of equal, there is no chance of fx1 greater than equal or less than equal, there is only chance of either less than or greater than. So due to open intervals, we can say it is strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. If these intervals are considered closed intervals, then they become increasing and decreasing function. So this was about remark of the theorem, second part, that is given in open interval and closed interval. Now we can do some questions. I want to take one question here related to increasing and decreasing function, and the question is like this: show that, this is the question, show that the function fx equal x cube minus 3x square plus 4x, every x belongs to real number, is strictly increasing on R. The function is given to you. We will calculate strictly increasing on R. If we are given strictly increasing, then it will be on open interval, and you know very well that what about R? It is an open interval from infinity to plus infinity. So we will prove in open interval, then it will be strictly increasing due to definition first remark is given there. Open interval we are using, then it will be strictly increasing, but we will have to prove it increasing or decreasing. So we are given fx equal x cube minus 3x square plus 4x. Then what about f dash x? Differentiate this. X cube, differentiation of x cube is 3x square minus 3. Differentiation of x square is 2x. It becomes 3 to the 6x. 4 is constant. Differentiation of 1 is x is 1. So it becomes 4 into 1 is 4. So if fx is given this, the f dash x becomes 3x square minus 6x plus 4. Now what about this? F dash x. I can write this f dash x like this. Plus 3 plus 1. Now taking common, x square minus 2x plus 1 plus 1. I have split this 3 in two parts, 3 and 1. Why I have split it? So that I can take common, and in this bracket it becomes a whole square, x minus 1 whole square. Okay. So to do this, I have split 4 in 3 in 1, taking 3 common, and this becomes whole square of 1 plus x. And now you know very well, whole square of any number is always positive. So as x minus 1 square is greater than 0, okay, 3x minus 1 square is greater than 0, 3x minus 1 square plus 1 is greater than 0. Clear? Therefore f dash x is greater than 0 on R. If it is greater than 0, then it is strictly increasing on R. Hence f is strictly increasing on R. I think now it is very much clear to all of you. We are given a function on open interval R. We will take the differentiation of this. We will make the differentiation as a completing the square root method. We will take in the form of complete square, and it is always positive, you know very well. So f dash x is always positive in R. If f dash x is greater than 0, then f dash x is we are very important here. We are checking the sign of f dash x and we are giving the result of fx. This is very, very important. We will check the sign of f dash x and we will give the result of fx. So f dash x is greater than 0, therefore fx is strictly increasing on R. So now we can take one more example. Another example is Another example is question, prove that the function fx equal cos x is, and this is very good question, part A, strictly decreasing in 0 to pi. Number B, strictly increasing in pi to 2 pi. And C, neither increasing nor decreasing in 0 to 2 pi. So this is the question, and we will solve this question. You are given strictly increasing, strictly decreasing, strictly increasing, and look at here, the intervals are open. So whenever we are proving this in open interval, then the result will be strictly decreasing, strictly increasing, and the function is given fx equal to cos x. So I will start the solution. Fx is given cos x, it implies f dash x equal to cos x, differentiation of cos x minus sin x. So this is differentiation of, therefore f dash x equal to minus sin x. Now what about sin x minus sin x? We will prove A first. A, value of sin x is greater than 0 in 0 to pi. 0 to pi means 0 pi by 2 pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi. 0 to pi in first quadrant and second quadrant, you know very well, sin x is always positive in first two quadrants. So sin x is greater than 0 in 0 to 2 pi. Therefore minus sin x is less than 0 in 0 to pi. And what about minus sin x? F dash x. F dash x less than 0 in 0 to pi. If function is given and f dash x is less than 0, then it is strictly decreasing in open interval 0 pi to pi. Hence, we will check the sign of f dash and we will discuss about fx. Hence, fx equal cos x is strictly decreasing, because less than sign is there, decreasing in 0 to pi. This is the part A. How we will prove it? Now it is second part. Similarly, you can do this second part and third part. Okay. So you will try second and third part at your home yourself. Thank you.